So we start by standing with our feet about hip width apart, toes pointing forward, soft knees, and our tailbone going toward the ground, rocking our pelvis a little bit forward maybe, elongating the spine from the waist up, around the neck, but keeping the shoulders low and relaxed. Letting the head float upward and keeping the chin in a little bit. Turning our palms backward and creating some space between the body and the arms. And in this position, come in contact with each part of your body, feeling the contact of the floor under your feet, the contact of your feet with either your shoes or your slippers or your socks. Scanning the body from your toes to your nose. Listening to sensations. And scanning from the tip of your fingers through the shoulders to the top of the head. Increasing body awareness. Noticing our feeling in our heart, our emotional heart. As a witness, as a best friend listening. Noticing the mind chatter, but letting it go by without trying to stop it, without holding on to a thought, just being a witness, like witnessing a movie in your mind. Now bringing awareness to the breath, noticing the air coming in and out of the nose. Noticing the movements of the chest as we breathe in and out. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, arms soft, fingers soft. And inviting our breath to go deeper and slower. Creating space in our chest to breathe effortlessly, slowly and deeply. And bringing hands to our belly, breathing into our hands, pushing the belly out into our hands as we breathe in. Contracting the belly gently as we breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. When we focus on belly breath, it actually opens up the bottom part of our lungs. Breathing into our cells at the bottom of our lungs. Now let's start opening the arms as we breathe in. And let the arms float back in front of you as you breathe out. Breathing in, opening. Breathing out, releasing. Focusing on opening the elbows as we breathe in, creating space between our two elbows, and then releasing them as we breathe out. Going at your own pace, feeling the spaciousness of the breath. Raising the arms a little higher each time. And focusing on bringing air a little higher in our lungs each time. Finally, breathing in to the top of our lungs. Slowly and deeply. And now dropping one arm, breathing in one arm, going up overhead, and exhaling it down. Sweeping motion, graceful, flowing. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time on that side. And switching to the other side. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. And releasing. Let's take a clearing breath. Inhaling, hands up. Exhaling, letting the hands float down. Now let's start rocking from side to side. Just transferring your weight all to your right foot, all to your left foot. A gentle rocking, bending the knees slightly. Breathing in, center, and breathing out as you sit on that foot. Breathing in to center, breathing out to the other side. And now if you're in front of a chair, you may want to hold on to the back of the chair. Or I'm going to use a stick here to keep my balance. We will start lifting a foot off the ground as we stand on one foot. And then rocking to the other side, lifting the other foot. Developing our balance. Bending the knees, transferring, lifting the foot. Bending, transferring, lifting. And continue at your breath rhythm. Breathing into center, breathing out to the side. Focusing on the contact of your foot with the floor. That standing foot that gives you the balance. Balance in your body. Balance in your life. And back to center. This time we will go on our toes. So we're going to rock forward, lifting on our toes. And then squat and go on our heels. Going on our toes, getting tall. Heels down, squatting a little bit. Rocking forward and back. Breathing out as you go onto your heels. Breathing in as you go on your toes. Focusing on developing our balance. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. And back to standing. This time let's go into a slow walk. Again, working on our balance. Lifting one knee up. Lifting the other knee up. A slow walk. Either holding onto your stick or your chair, or just balancing on your own into a slow walk. If you're not holding on to anything, you can raise the opposite arm as you walk. A slow, deliberate walk. Feeling your feet, giving you the balance you need for a graceful walk. Breathing in on one side, breathing out on the other side, or maybe breathing in for 2 and breathing out for 2 or 3. Breathing in for 2, breathing out for 3. Or whatever pattern you want to adopt. And you can do this as you walk outside, as you go for a walk, doing a meditative walk, breathing in for 2 steps, breathing out for 3 steps, or breathing in for 3 steps, breathing out for 4 steps. Just making the exhale a tiny bit longer than the inhale. And once more on each side. And back to standing. Let's take a clearing breath. Now open up your feet wider than shoulder width, if it's comfortable for you. And let's squat on one side and then squat on the other side. And as we squat on one side, feel the stretch in the inner thigh. Exhaling as you squat and maybe lifting the outside edge of your foot to increase that feeling of the stretch. Breathing in to standing, breathing out to squatting on the other side. And the next time we're on the side, let's stay there on that side and breathe in and out on that side, focusing on that stretch of your inner thigh. All of your attention on that stretch and on your standing foot to keep a good balance. And let's come to standing and move to the other side. And hold a stretch on the other side, lifting the outside edge of your foot intensifies the stretch in your thigh. Keep breathing in and out. Keep feeling that stretch. And back to center. Let's do one more time on each side. Breathing in and out on one side. Center, and breathing in and out on the other side. And bringing your feet back, standing hip width apart. Clearing breath, breathing in and breathing out. This time, let's open up one foot, maybe at 30 degrees or 45 degrees, and make a step forward with the other foot. And lifting your toes of that extended leg in front, and bending forward, feeling a stretch behind your leg, behind your extended leg. Breathing in and out. So your other knee is bent, your back is straight. We're stretching the back of the front leg as we lift the toes, curling the toes up, breathing into that stretch. And standing up again. And switching side, opening the other foot to the side, stepping forward with the other foot, curling the toes up and bending forward with your hands on your thigh and feeling the stretch of that front leg, the back of that front leg. Breathing into that stretch. And back to standing. Now bring your feet about shoulder width apart. And we will stretch the right arm up and the left leg. So stretching, breathing in, one leg up, one arm up, opposite arm and leg. And releasing, and the other side. Inhale, stretching from your fingertips to the toes of the opposite leg. And releasing. Holding onto a chair if you need to for balance. Or keeping it close to catch yourself. And repeat at your own pace, going from one side to the other, stretching. One more time on each side. And releasing. And as we stretch our body, we can imagine that we're stretching our capabilities or what we think we're capable of, going beyond what we think are our limits in life. Now back to standing with your tailbone down. Let's rock the pelvis forward and back, warming up the lower spine and the hips. pushing the pubic bone forward and lifting the tail back, almost like cats and dogs in yoga, but standing. And then let's add arms to that. So let's rotate the arms outward as we lift our tailbone, and rotate the hands completely inward as we press our pubic bone forward. And going from one to the other, rounding the spine forward with rotation of the hands. And curving our spine backward with an inward rotation of the arms. Slowly moving from one to the other. The standing version of cats and dogs. Opening the front of the ribs. Opening the back of the ribs. Feeling the rotation in your upper arms. Feeling the opening and closing of the ribs. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. And back to standing. Clearing breath. Now working the coordination of the two sides of our brain. Let's do exercises where we touch one arm to the opposite leg. So we'll start by touching the elbows to the opposite knee. So lift one knee, touch it with opposite elbow. Focusing on your balance. Focusing on that standing foot to give you the balance. And maybe focusing on the exhale as you touch elbow and knee. Exhale. Last side. And release. This time, let's lift our hands outward in a T. And we will go touch our heel behind ourselves. So a hand touches the opposite heel behind. And the other side. Again, exhaling as you touch. Once more on each side. And release. Clearing breath. Our last motion, let's have our feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward. Breathing in, arms into a T, sinking into your knees. Turning the palms upward, Standing, gathering from the heavens and showering yourself with heavenly energy. Again, breathing in, breathing out, dipping into our knees, palms upward, gathering from heavens and bathing ourselves, each cell of our body, with this spacious, cleansing, revitalizing energy. One more time. Inhale, arms out, palms down, turning the palms up. Breathing in, gathering from above, and bathing yourself as you exhale. Resting the hands on the belly, breathing into your hands. Feeling. What are you feeling right now? Physically and emotionally. And releasing the arms back to initial position, arms on each side of the body. Closing your eyes if you're comfortable, or keeping a soft gaze. Feeling, smiling, appreciating yourself. Smiling at yourself unconditionally. Sharing joy with yourself. Extending that smile to your brain. Extending the joy to your brain. Now sending it down to your heart mind, your emotional heart, happy heart, kind heart, soft heart, open, grateful heart. Cultivating serenity, equanimity, tranquility, and happiness. Bringing the hands together in appreciation. Namaste. Bowing to yourself, appreciating yourself for who you are.